right. So sorry about that, folks. Mario has a very, very busy schedule, and someone just called him on his phone. So we're not cutting out bits of the interview. We just had to pause for a moment because he had a very important phone call, ironically, from his landlord. Okay, so you've taken us through that the police came. You introduced them to the trespass notice. You also gave them the notice of principal and notice to agent, at which case they turned and left the premises quite rapidly. And you've said that you need to serve a registered copy so that they know that you know that they've actually received it. Now, so what actually happened after that? Because you can't be at your restaurant 24/7. It's impossible to be at a restaurant 24/7. You will burn out, you will fatigue. So how do you, given that you do have 15-year-old staff working, how are the staff going to handle a police visit like that? Because that's not man to man, that's man overbearing on a kid. So how did you prepare your staff to handle it as and when the police arrived again?
Yeah, okay. So I called after that meeting with the police, I called an emergency staff meeting the following day. And I obviously spoke with my management team and any of the supervisors and the other constitutional friends of mine, experts, as to what I wanted was a procedure, a very simple procedure that the staff can follow if the police do show up at the door, and what to do.
Right.
All right. And I also asked them, we also wrote, I spoke to the staff and I realized that what they're afraid of, the main thing, if there was anything that they're afraid of, is them being liable for anything or any position that I've put them in that they're liable for. Okay.
Sure.
By the health policy. So I thought, well, what can I do to reassure them that they have nothing to worry about? That we are actually following the law.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. It's not us that aren't following the law. Okay. It's the police that are trying to enforce a rule upon our business, which we disagree with. We do not want to discriminate, which, by the way, we can be sued for discriminating. Okay.
Exactly.
We can be sued for discriminating.
Exactly.
And believe me, that's a lot more than what a little fine from a policeman is going to be.
My oath it is.
Someone sues you.
Absolutely.
So, and I told the police that. I told them when they were in the room. But anyway, so we wrote a little thing saying that it is what the Casimir policy is.
Yes.
And that is that we do not discriminate, and we ask our staff to follow our house policy. And by signing this, that they agree to follow our house policy, and that they're not signing it under duress.
Yes.
And that Casimir will bear any responsibility should there be any implications for not discriminating, basically.
Yes.
And they were all the staff have signed it. They've been happy to sign that, and that just gives them a little peace of mind to know that they're safe. But also, I explained all the laws because some of them wanted to know. So I did go through what I would be doing if it was me and I confront the police, then I will follow the 5-step procedure. I do not expect them to do that.
Right.
All I ask them to do is I've put a letter in the front drawer because I'm not at the restaurant most of the time.
Right.
And I put the letter in the front door, and all they have to do is give them the letter and walk away. They do not need to say anything.
Wow.
In fact, I prefer
if
nothing.
They don't. Right.
I said, because anything that they say can be used for us or also against us.
Yeah,
so they're better off to say nothing.
Great.
And I've asked them, so the letter that they give to the police is this. It's very simple. Commencing and ongoing as of the Friday, the 17th of December, 2021, please refer to the trespass notice at the front door. Casimir Ipswich house policy regarding state requests. Casimir does not consent to contract with the state government mandates in relation to discrimination of entry via vaccination status.
Yep.
Any correspondence should be put in writing to Casimir Ipswich. An employee of Casimir, as an employee of Casimir, I am not authorised to engage in or deliver any information regarding my employer. Kind regards, Casimir Ipswich. Notice it does not have my name on it, right? And we have a pile of these in the front drawer, which is right at the reception. So
good.
give this to the police and walk away. Don't tell them. They don't need to tell them where I am. They don't need to tell them my phone number. They don't need to tell them my name. They don't need to tell them nothing. Right?
Good.
The police, by receiving this letter, they know they are trespassing.
Wow.
Okay, number one. Now, there's nothing, they can't do anything because I'm not there. I'm not the one who was there at the door. So what can they do? If they go inside, they're trespassing. Okay.
Wow.
If they talk to my staff anymore, they're harassing. Okay. Wow. Now we got cameras everywhere. Yep. All our business is all covered by cameras.
Yep.
And my staff have just been told not to engage. That's
so
it.
Good.
And I've said to them, if they do engage, then it's on them. Because the house policy is don't engage. Right. You've been asked not to engage because you work for, I'm the employer. And under our house policy, I ask you not to engage or deliver any of my personal details to anyone. And that goes not just for police, but anyone. All right.
So good.
If they want to contact me, they can send me an email.
So good. And then everything is in writing. And then there's the media is not able to say, like they said with New Earth Cafe, which thankfully there was lots of people filming every single one of those interactions.
Yeah.
They're not able to say, well, you know, Mario got really aggressive and Mario was swearing and Mario was throwing chairs around and abusive and all that stuff, because it's all in writing.
Yeah, well, that's what they want. That's what they want.
Exactly.
They want to intimidate you. They want to upset you, and they want a reason. Yeah. They want a reason to put you in the paddy wagon or to whatever. Yeah. Right now, and I told them, police, when they were in the office before, like the first time they came, I said, I'm not even here. I'm not even here most of the time. You know, I said, I'm not even here most of the time. You know, I run the business, but I'm not necessarily here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I'm not doing it. Like I told them, I'm not doing anything illegal. I just don't want to discriminate, and I don't want to be sued for discrimination.
Right. And that puts you in such a powerful position. So are there any other, I'm so stoked that we're having this interview, because I know there are so many business owners up right now that are feeling so encouraged, so much courage down their spine. So are there other particular steps that you want to briefly go over now, and then we'll tell the business owners, how they can get this informational pack, because they're busy themselves. They don't have time to go and squirrel it out and sit with constitutional people and do all that stuff. It would be much easier for them to just get the info pack, change the relevant details, have a discussion with their staff, and then Bob's your uncle, you're sorted whenever the police or health officer comes in. So are there any other particular points that are included in this 5-step plan?
Yeah, I'll just say that we did have the police show up again today. Right. And my staff member, he was very nervous because I wasn't there. I really wasn't. I wasn't there. And but thank God we had the meeting, because he just said, they said, is the owner here? And he just said, no, the owner's not here. Didn't give any names. And the trespass signs on the door, right? So the police know. And then he didn't have he had his mask here, but not on here. And they just said, can you put the mask on, you know, keep safe. And, you know, they were he's young, so they were quite nice to him. Yeah. And they said, when will he be back? And he said, I don't know, honestly don't know. And that was it. They left. Okay. That was it. Now, so they didn't call me, and they didn't, well, someone texted me and said, the police are here. Well, I'm not going to rush back to the restaurant. You know, they know where I live. They know where everything is. If they want to come and talk to me, they can come to my house. Not that I'm going to let them in, because I've got a trespass sign on the gate as well. You know, wow. They have to have reasonable suspicion. They have to have a reason, a warrant or a reason, a really good suspicion to contact you. And you have to have broken a law, and we haven't broken any laws. We're just not abiding by mandates. Absolutely. Okay.
And this is why it's so important to actually get on the offensive and get yourself tooled up, because Sarah from the New Earth Cafe, they came 17 times. Now, that wasn't even over. vaccine. That wasn't even over vaccines or passports or anything like that. That was simply over masks, of which they all had medical exemptions for anyway. But now they're actually coming back to her house. They're sitting across from her house at nighttime, shining spotlights into her house. And I can't help but wonder if it had been nipped in the bud right at the start, if they would still be doing that now. And I would love to protect all other business owners from having that kind of PTSD, harassment and unlawful arrest that she has had to endure. And she's a beautiful person. I've met her personally. She's lovely. Okay, so to date, are there any other things that you want to recommend?
Yeah. So the important thing, the 5-step procedure is only for the owner,
right?
Because if the police are going to write an infringement notice or whatever, you haven't agreed to contract. Remember that.
Right.
That doesn't matter. But the most important thing about the 5-step process is that you film. So there's a couple of things that you have to film straight away.
Yes.
There's a leading question there. You ask, what is your problem? And the reason for that is because it puts them on the back foot. They're not going to expect you to ask that question. And also, they can't answer it because what is their problem? You know what I mean?
Right.
Right? Because you're not breaking the law. And that's what they're going to say, you're breaking the law. Right? So it just puts them on the back foot for a second, allows you to take a breath, okay?
Yes.
Now, but this is very important. You need to collect the contact details immediately. Do not enter into any discussion about the law.
Yes.
Just say, do not be distracted. They must provide you their name, their badge number, and their insurance indemnity number before you even talk to them. And the reason why is because if they don't, it can be reasonably assumed that they are impersonating a police officer.
Oh,
and that is
snap.
a criminal offense.
Wow.
So you're getting their details ready for the notice of public before we've gone anywhere near an infringement notice. You've gotten all their details ready to serve them.
Wow.
And that is your legal right. They have to produce it, right?
Yeah.
And then you say, you are a corporate employee. Once you get the details, you say this. You are a corporate employee. Your offer to contract is hereby declined. You are trespassing and you need to leave now. You've got their details. You need to say that 3 times.
Okay.
3 times, it's binding.
Okay.
That means you've got them for trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Number 1. You've got them for trespassing. You've got all their details and you can serve them. And when you serve them, they have to respond within 48 hours.
And that's serving them personally. That's not QPS. That's Joe Smith.
That's personal liability to the actual police officer himself. And also, if you start legal proceedings, you can put a covenant over their finances. They won't be able to get a loan. They won't be able to sell their house. They won't be able, there's things that they won't be able to travel possibly. There's things they won't be able to do, okay, because you've got a lawsuit against them.
Wow.
And you can put that in with your lawsuit. So it binds up their finances personally to the officers.
And that really takes away the whole, well, I was just doing my job argument because, well, sorry, mate, you're going to be pushed back on personally, not QPS. This is you.
You've got to fight fire with fire. And these people right here, they're just doing their job. They think they know something. They don't know the law.
Yeah.
We know if it goes to court that we win. Earth Cafe is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
We don't want it to go that far. And if you if you do it this way, I think a lot of it won't even get that far because they realize that you're serious, you know what you're doing. Yeah. You've got, you're just going to get, once you start asking for their details and their insurance indemnity number, which they have to provide before they do anything, they know straight away that you mean business and you're ready, right? They know the next thing coming is going to be a notice. Yeah. Right. And you know what? once they've got notices up against them, their supervisors and stuff say, how come you're getting all these notices? You know, what's going on? Oh, we might need to retrain you. We're not getting the response we want. You're getting notices. That means money. How much do you think it cost them to take one person to court? $35,000
Wow.
to take one person just to get them in the courthouse, right?
Wow. Yeah.
$35,000. Do you really think they're going to do that to every business, even if they write you a $6,000 fine? You really think it's worth it for them to spend $35,000? And that's just for one. That's just for an hour or two in court.
Wow. Wow.
Right? $35,000. Imagine how many businesses, if they stood up, right? The whole court system would be clogged up for the next 20 years. So they don't want this to happen. They don't want people to know their rights.
And this is actually going to really protect police officers that don't agree with what's happening, but they have mortgages and they have families to feed, and they hate what they're doing, but they're doing it anyway because they are being bullied just like small business owners. So this is a way that we can weed out the bad apples. So the police officers that are really bullying, well, fine, we'll serve them. And the police officers that aren't bullying will be able to take those documents back to QPS and say, I'm sorry, I did my job, but they bested me. Oh, well, never mind. And you're absolutely right that we will clog up the system. And from all the town hall meetings that I've attended over the last little while, everybody is standing up, but they just don't know what to do when they stand up. They're ready. Give me my proverbial gun, but teach me how to aim, shoot, aim and fire, to all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's really, really good. All right. So you have taken quite some time to put together these documents. And we've actually had a conversation, not just myself and Mario, but we've had a conversation with quite a few different business owners who have databases of their own, people who have done their own town hall meetings up and down the east coast of Australia. And we've agreed that this is a lot of value. It's potentially saving you a $6,000 fine, which is fine. But it's also going to save you potentially getting sued for discrimination, which is a lot more than $6,000. Now, we already also have business owners who are already getting targeted by the police and who have already received fines. And as true blue Aussie mates, we need to help them. So what Mario and Fair Business Australia and the other business leaders up and down the east coast of Queensland have decided is that we are going to package up everything that Mario has said. We're going to take out all the little bits where you can add your own business details in so that it is completely done and dusted for you. You can fill it in all of 15, 20 minutes. It's sorted. You can have a conversation with your staff and you're fine. And this is also a way that we can get some money in the legal kitty so that those people who are already having to fight fines don't have to fight alone. Because if we are going to really stand together, then we need to put our money where our mouth is. So we are going to offer this legal info pack to you, and 100% of all the money, all proceeds, not profit, all proceeds is going to go directly into the legal fund and is going to go to the business owners who have already reached out in distress and duress to Fair Business Australia because they've already been targeted by police and have already received fines. Now, what you are going to get is you're going to get the info pack. And if you would like, we will also send your details on to the business owners to let them know where the money's coming from so you guys can develop a sense of community for yourself. And if you would like to be listed on the Fair Business socials as having donated, then you are welcome to have that as well. So I think that's about it. We've really gotten across what we wanted to get across today. Mario, is there anything else that you would like to leave people with? I mean, what do you see as a good Australia on the other side? What are you actually fighting for? Because I don't think we're going to go back to what we consider normal. There were a lot of issues around in Australia before we went through COVID. So what are you actually fighting for? What do you see as a good Australia in the future?
I think we need a reform. We need to reform the human rights that are and make them in line with our constitution. And we need to, we of course we need some rules, because we're a big society and we don't want people to be harmed. But we need to come from the heart more. We need to give people enough credit that they've got some brains. They're not all total fools.
Yeah.
and that we can, united, we are a democracy. So it should be what the majority of the people want, not what the small, the tiny rich people at the top, not what they want for us. We're not
Right.
cattle, we're not sheep, we're
Right.
not animals.
Right.
We are human beings, and we love our family. Most people just want, and I've lived all over the world, most people just want good for their family. They want to be able to earn a living, and
Yeah.
they want to be healthy and live
Yeah.
a life with their family that they can love. That's all they want.
So
Most
good.
people are not racist. Most people are not nasty. Most people are not, uh, out to get anyone, and they've tried to make this out. This whole thing has been an attempt to split us down the middle,
Mm.
right? And have us fighting
Yeah.
each other, because you know what? So long as we're fighting each other, our focus isn't on them, who are the ones
Right.
bloody telling us how to conform to their rules. So we need a
Exactly.
complete overhaul. We need a complete overhaul is what we need.
Sure. So good. I love it. So good that there are so many people like yourself that are stepping up. And I thank you for putting in the time, the blood, sweat, and tears to actually get this info pack so that business owners all over Queensland and the rest of Australia can stand up for themselves and for their Aussie mates. And we can get this sorted once and for all, because we are the majority. We do outnumber them. Gosh, 100, 1,000 to 1. We just need to know what tools are we fighting with in this war. So finally, do you have anything that you would like to leave the listeners or the watchers with today? A marketing tip or a tip as to how to get through COVID, or a life tip, anything that you'd like to share that you think would help them live a better life?
Well, I think just, we have to stand up for our rights, and we have to stand together. So help each other, as much as you can.
Yep.
And, try and make the right decisions for you and your family. Be kind to your neighbors and help them. And we are going to get through this. It is, I can already see, the tower of these people is starting to crumble. Because people have woken up. Look at the marches all over the world. I've got family in Italy, and the marches are just incredible, with millions of people marching every weekend.
Right.
So, the people have awoken. Let's just stay united, keep on fighting the good fight, and hang in there, but just don't forget to take a little bit of time out for yourself from time to time.
Very, very, very good. Well, Mario from Casa Mia Ipswich, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today. For those listening on podcast, you can go through to the website and you will see a link there where you can purchase your business pack. 100% of the proceeds are going towards people that are already fighting fines in court, your Aussie brothers and sisters in small business. And for those of you watching on video, the link will be in the description. And please give generously. You can just buy the info pack, but you can also give a generous tip afterwards. So for those of you who have more funds to rub together at the end of this almost 2 years now, please do give generously. You're not giving to Fair Business Australia. You are giving to your local small business brothers and sisters. All right, Mario, thank you so much again for your time. And I look forward to coming out to Ipswich at some stage. It's not that far from where I live. Come for a really good solid pasta or pizza or something like that. So what's the best dish at Casa Mia? What's the favorite?
Well, the Casa Mia it's seafood scallopini. You can have chicken or pork, and it's king prawns, crab meat in a creamy garlic sauce, white wine. And it's probably our the Casa Mia. Just ask for the Casa Mia. You can't go wrong.
Wow. Yeah. Well, folks, you heard it from the mouth of the man himself. Get along to Casa Mia Ipswich, still operating, and you're fully booked for the next 3 months, aren't you?
We are booked out. We're not booked out. Well, I say we're booked out, that means function wise. We've got functions on, but there's always room for restaurant diners, because we can seat 300 people.
So good.
So there's always room for restaurant diners. So
no more closures now. Is that right? You're not closing anymore?
No, we're going to close a little bit over Christmas, but we always do. We're still open for breakfast, between Christmas and New Year's, it's a bit quiet. So, because people go away, so we like to take a little bit of a break, give the staff a chance to catch up because
Yep.
they're running ragged right now. We
Yep.
had a real cracker of an end to 2021. So I just want them to have a rest because I know next year is going to be big.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, I think this is all going to die in the arse very soon. And
Yeah.
we won't, and the whole system, things are going to change. We've got an election on next year, and I really think it's going to be an optimistic. But right now, we just need to hold the line, know how to defend ourselves, and don't
Yeah.
be afraid, because we're all here to help each other. We will get through it. We will.
So
And
good.
just because you got a fine does not mean you're going to have to pay it.
Exactly.
Right? I've been to court 3 times. Every single time I represented myself, every single time I won. All right.
There
So
you go.
I'm not saying that, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert, but if you know what to do, you ask the right people, you get the right information, you can beat them
So good.
at their own game, because most of them don't know what the real laws are.
So good. Well, thank you so much. We'll look forward to looking in on you in the next 3 months and see how everything's going for you at Casamia. So thank you so much again, Mario. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, we'll chat soon. Thank you.
Ciao. See ya.